Hi, Ray here, Kiwi Garden. I thought today that I would finish off my video on how to cure tulip bulbs. Now, I've never done it before, and it's a little bit of an experiment, and it's a little risky because I've never done it before. So I tried to find some content on YouTube, which is where I've learned all my gardening tips, but unfortunately there wasn't a lot of information on how to cure or how to, when you dig them up and any kind of length process, because I guess all different parts of the world it's different. Some people leave them in the ground, some people say I can't leave them in the ground because we've got squirrels. We don't actually have any squirrels in New Zealand, so I haven't got that problem, but what I do have is high humidity, and I thought that perhaps they might rot. And then when you've gone and purchased 100 tulip bulbs at $1.50 each, you don't want them to rot. So I thought, right, let's dig them up. I went on to YouTube, and there was a Wellington City Council website. They said pull them up, let these dry for a couple of days, put them into onion bags and store them until next autumn. It's not really helpful when you're a beginner, so I thought I'd put it in a little bit more depth. So I'm going to do that. So I'll turn the video around and show you what I'm going to do, tidy them up, and then where I'm going to store them until autumn next year, because apparently, because our climate isn't very cold, we need to shock them, and then that creates growth apparently for the tulips. So just before winter, I'll put them into the fridge for a few weeks, and then that'll give them that bit of shock to help them on their way for spring bloom. So anyway, let me turn it round and turn the camera around, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So I've got a couple of trays here after I've pulled them up out of my pots, and I've tried to let them dry, because apparently what you do is you let them dry like that, and then when they're really dry they should come away quite easily, and then tidy them up. It's got a few babies on them, which is good. You're not going to get a tulip off that little baby, but what you will get is you may get a little leaf, hopefully, and then in about 2 or 3 years time you'll have a nice big bulb where you should produce a tulip. So in the interim, I will continue to tidy these up, and apparently you trim these off. See, they're quite dry. Trim these kind of things off. Leave the paper and that on, and it should kind of look like that, and then store them. So that looks a really nice healthy bulb. Let's have a look at another one. So you see that kind of comes off like that. Apparently that's how you know when it's almost kind of ready. It's all the energy in these leaves or stalks or whatever you call them goes back into the bulb for next year. So you want to leave these on as long as you can, apparently. And these little babies, as I said, that's cost me nothing, and then hopefully in a couple of years I'll get some big tulips as well. So pull these kind of things off, because what you don't want is these to make the bulb rot. If the bulb was rotten like that, it's had it. Not going to get anything out of that. Bin. I don't have a compost bin or anything like that, so everything goes into a garden waste bin. I don't have the room. On my little 600 square property, I haven't got a lot of space, and I will do a garden tour and show you my entire garden. Probably shortly, but I've only just started this channel, and there's so many little things I want to sort of do. What I found was, and show you what I found was missing on YouTube that you may find helpful. So I'll carry on doing this, and I'll show you the end result once I've finished. Well, that's the finished result. I've got a few kind of mouldy ones, that I guess they can't be stored, and those are rotten. So I don't know, there's probably 10, 15 there. I don't even know if that's going to be any good. I'm not sure, but if I keep them separated for maybe, I don't know, one more day, and then put them into the onion bags. They seem quite dry now, but even that could be damaged and might rot the rest. So I might keep them in a separate bag, and the ones that I think are in absolutely perfect condition like that, I'll store in a separate bag. Some of these are absolutely beautiful, so I'll probably put them separately, and any that I think are a little kind of sinister, like that one, I'll keep in a separate bag. But not a lot left, considering I started off with about 100. So let's see how this goes. Anyway, after this video, I'll put a picture of what they look like in their absolute glory this year. They came up in spring, early spring actually, when it was still a little chilly. And I had an awesome display, which I mentioned earlier. So let's hope it happens again. I may buy a few more bulbs, but it's just the preparation of curing them and storing them is where I thought that I'd start this video and experiment. So I'd say you wouldn't want to store them if they still felt quite damp, but I just wonder how dry they can actually become before they dry completely out. I don't know. So if you've got any comments or tips or ideas of what I should be doing, leave a comment and I will read them, because I don't want these to rot or be damaged in any way. I'd still like to try them again next year, so any helpful hints will be appreciated. Anyway, see you in the next video. Love and light from Ray.